Honest to God, what a journey we've had this year past with the Louisburgh area men's shed, and getting to tonight where we actually launch our little movie to do with the traders on the Reek. So going to have a round of applause for the traders on the Reek. And some of you guys know me, and if you don't, you'll be sick listening to me all year, those that I was interviewing or visiting. Mary O'Malley's my name, and I have my colleague Deirdre McGuirk here as well. And we're volunteers with the Louisburgh-Killeen Heritage Group. We set up a little voluntary group to record and archive our local heritage and history back in 2011. And we were very lucky because the National Museum of Ireland actually partnered with us and helped us, trained us how to, keep a website and maintain it, and how to take photos and how to do interviews, and funded it as well, because obviously funding is always an issue. And while we have a very small group, unfortunately Breach Woodward couldn't be here tonight, so we're thinking of her in her absence. We have a very small group, but we work with other groups within the community, like the Louisburgh Area Men's Shed, like the Climate Action Louisburgh Locality Group, and in the national schools and secondary schools as well. So it's always a pleasure to be involved in projects that actually have never been done before. So where were the traders ever recorded before? They weren't, apart from people complaining about the price of the cup of tea or the cup of soup. So it was an absolute joy to be part of this. But in the group that we're involved with, the National Museum, we have recently become the Irish Community Archive Network. So there's an almost nationwide network of little communities being empowered to have their own websites and being trained and educated on how to record and preserve their local heritage. And it's just super that we have, landscape-wise and archaeology-wise in the Lecanvey and Louisburgh and Lecanvey areas, such a vast array of inspiration. And there's just so much. There's only so much the volunteers can do. There's just so much to record and document. But I would ask maybe Deirdre to say a few words about our project this year in particular and working with the different stakeholders.
Thanks, Mary. I'm Deirdre McGuirk, and I'm a member of the Louisburgh-Killeen Heritage Group. So it's been an absolute privilege working on this project with Mary and with the Lamb Shed. It's been an amazing project to work on, and we've had wonderful experiences in interviewing people and climbing Croagh Patrick, and we're also involved in a lot of other projects. And I just wanted to thank the schools that got involved in the project here today. We've got amazing artwork from Drummin School, from Louisburgh School, and from Killeen School. So you can see it here displayed here, and there's another beautiful artwork there on the other side of the room. And it doesn't end here. The beauty of our project is that everything is going to be on our website, and it will be an ongoing project. So for anybody who wants to tell us more stories, or for any other schools that want to get involved, or any children who are interested in getting involved in producing more artwork, it's going to be an ongoing project, and please contact us through our website if you'd like to be involved. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks very much.
The other thing I'd like to invite John Maxwell, because obviously the Lambs, the Louisburgh Area Men's Shed, have been a fantastic, instigator in this project, and a couple of years ago in the Day in the Bog project as well. So if John is here, would you like to come up and say a few words about Lambs, because they have been growing in numbers and growing in momentum, I think, as well.
Lovely to see you all on such numbers here tonight. I'm chairman of Louisburgh Area Men's Shed at the moment, and as you know, or probably a lot of you might know, we have since 2019 been involved in numerous community projects. The Day in the Bog, we filmed a fantastic exercise on the bog because we wished that cutting the turf and saving it wouldn't be forgotten, and numerous other things around Louisburgh. We assist with all the different groups when they want the heavy lifting to be done. They call on the men's shed. This project really started, we used to have meetings down in the Books at 1, and a conversation started one night between two of our members about the traders on the Reek, and it was then taken up by our member, our PRO, Brendan Salmon, and he really got the thing up and going, and we had the great luck of getting our partnership going with Killeen Heritage Group. And the research started, the schools were visited. We actually went with a group into Inishturk to interview the people there about their visits to the Reek many, many years ago. And just a point that people might know nowadays, but the people of Inishturk, they got into their curraghs, and that time they rode to Runa, got out of their curraghs, walked to the Reek, climbed the Reek, walked back again, got in their curraghs, went back to Inishturk, and their pilgrimage finished only when they had Mass on Cahir Island. And they were fantastic people. Actually, one man from Inishturk, and I had the good fortune of witnessing one night that I climbed the Reek. We used to climb at 12 o'clock at night. And this was an O'Malley man from Inishturk, and when he was born, his legs were folded underneath him, so he had no use of legs, and he walked on the back of his hands. And I seen him 3/4 of the way up the Reek with the crowd, and he could hop from stone to stone, and he lived over here in Mursk for many years after, and a lot of people knew him. He was a fine fellow. So now I'm nearly sure that you didn't come to listen to me, that you'd like to see this film. Thank you all again. I'll hand you over to Bill.
There's definitely no charge, that's for sure. It's all voluntary, and it's lovely to be able to give something back to the community. But we're here because of the traders and the work that they did in order to get from their homes to the summit with those gorgeous donkeys and mules and jennies, and set up a stall. And we're talking about the nighttime pilgrimage, and we're talking about ferocious weather, and to make a few pounds. And yes, they had to charge €5 or whatever it was, pounds at the time, to get their goods sold. But they provided much more than just a service of nourishment to, sustain the pilgrims. They had what Patrick said today on the radio about a family kind of feel to it, and we got that when we were doing the reenactment. This sense of metal. Nobody was left behind. Everybody was helped. If somebody forgot something, be it sugar or tea or whatever, the neighbour shared with them on the summit. So there was that lovely. That's the biggest, I think, element I got from the whole project, was that sharing and that metal and that sense of community. And I'd like to invite Patrick for 2 minutes, maybe just to talk as the last trader of the Reek when they finished up in 2019.
Cordia, a Kate Mila Fulcher to everybody in the hall. I won't mention any names because I'll surely leave somebody out. But as long as we were on the Reek, all the Reek members, we were all one on the top of Croagh Patrick. And usually, I don't know how it was, but our tent was all, Conway, it always come, yours has to go up first, Patrick. So thanks to everybody, and to my wife Kitty and the family that done the sandwiches and the Reek and everything. Thanks very much to everybody. You can say I'm down a little today. This day, 27 years. Now, he's better known as Sean Fergus, but I call him Sean Alley. You all know who I'm talking about. Most of you do anyway. But 27 years ago today, we left with 7 donkeys. And we were just at Garland when the wind started. Now we had 7 big loads Garland Friday. And the whole lot, the wind took the whole lot and levelled the donkeys, including ourselves. So when we came down, we were all blood, like little gravel, like little stones belching us on the face. I'll never forget it. So on this occasion, I will ask everybody for a minute's silence for everybody that worked on Croagh Patrick. A minute's silence, please. Thank you very much. Under the canopy at the bottom, where the lads, the Reek lads are standing, there's two tablecloths, and they're 42 years old. And Kitty's mother, Winnie, when she'd be taken off the tablecloth of the house, she'd always put them by for Patrick that was going to the Reek. So anybody that helped in any way going to the Reek, I just say thanks very much. And to all our comrades on top, thanks again.
He's trying to make me cry again. No, thank you, Patrick. It's very emotional. The day we spent a full day at Patrick and Kitty's house, filming, behind the scenes, what the preparations, because it was a full week of preparations when the traders were getting ready to time the Reek. And that was an emotional day. And I think even more emotional was the day we did get to climb with the donkeys and bring everything back down. And I'll never forget coming back down, myself and Deirdre, in agony when we got there. Coming down, I think it's Killeen, and seeing Patrick's sons in the distance, with the 3 donkeys, and then Patrick and Kitty at the gate waiting. And he said, we always waited till everyone was down. And I thought that was such a lovely, lovely scene to see. As I said, very emotional. And through the course of the year, there has been so many different stories that have come tonight. And I know there's more stories out there. As Deirdre said, we can add to this. But we met 2 beautiful ladies in the course of this journey this last year as well, Laura and Anne Coughlin. And they have connections, very strong connections to the Reek. And we were delighted that Laura actually joined us on the climb and took some fabulous photos. And I'd like maybe if Anne wouldn't mind saying a few words.
I just want to say I don't feel worthy to speak here because at the first meeting my daughter and I were very excited to come, because we had a lot to share, but because we had a lot to learn. My mother, Mary Mackle, was born over on this side of Croagh Patrick, and her father, Bernard Mackle, was one of the sellers on the Reek. My mother went to America when she was 18, and she never lost her love of Ireland. She talked about it all the time. She dreamed about it. She shared lots of stories with us, and she talked about her father going up the Reek and how much the money meant to their family in difficult times, and how much work it was, and what a special time it was. So it's been a great blessing to my daughter and I to be involved in this project, to get to learn a lot more about what that experience was and what it meant to the families involved. And I'm so thrilled to see all of you here tonight. And I'm so grateful to people like Mary and Deirdre and everyone involved in this project. The stories of our families and of our heritage disappear. And the people who help save them are true heroes among us. And so I want to thank them so much. It's been a real gift to be a part of this.
Well, we have somebody in house tonight who's going to recite a little poem he wrote. I'd like to invite James McDonald, please, to come up.
Fog and drizzle, wheel and whirl, winnowing, sifting, soaking. An ethereal dance to the summit's secret choreography. Near the second station of Reek at last, the clouds split open. The slope is awash in colour. A potpourri of pastels sneaking towards camels. My view is a bay window. Beneath me, half Mayo stretches to infinity. Morrisk is a patchwork quilt, mosaicked by the glitter of parked cars. Flung to the west, Clare Island, afloat on the rim of the tide. To the north, Mulranny and Nathan fade into the haze of the horizon. Bertha stretches out its long arm to embrace Inishraha. Clúibé is varicosed with islands, like green icebergs probing their heads above the azure blue. Abandoned glacial deposits sunk forever, like beached whales they lie, forged to the bedrock. I sit to savour the unveiled splendour. Visored eyes strain to decode distant landmarks. Within minutes it's gone, fleeting as an apparition. White bleaches blue, as another fleece of fog uncoils from the abyss of Lugnanewn. Weary, windswept pilgrims loiter on the white statue, posing in relays for one last photo. Strained muscles can now relax. Blistered heels are patched and pampered. Parched mouths guzzle from Coke cans. Others by now are white moustached from Owen's creamage out. A conclave of discarded sticks clog the gullies. Torn raincoats lie skewered and briared. It's over. I have climbed Calvary. Sin-sick souls have sensed salvation. Pilgrims by the busload, home returning. Imbued with a fresh faith, enchanted by the beauty of West Mayo.
And then you can sit back and relax and enjoy the premiere of the trailers on the Reek. Okay, thank you.
So I walked down into the comfort room. 20 years or so. So we're going to put the horses on them here. I'm going to bring them over to the shed there and put the straddles on them outside.